Hey there. Let's talk about the project development agreement. It comes directly after you have approved your concept documents. So, as part of your design agreement, once we've presented the concept and you are comfortable and approve the concept, we're going to move into development. So, I'm going to go over some highlights on this document, things that I've learned and things that are important to point out, and hopefully it's helpful for you as you move through the steps in our process. Let's talk a little bit about the deliverables. They're highlighted in this Article 2, contractor and owner responsibilities. What we're going to be doing in development is different than concepting. We're going to be proving out our concept. So we're going to provide you with estimating documents. We're going to do a contractor exploratory, which means we're going to bring out our specialist trades and/or engineers and anybody we need to bring out to make sure that we've got the details and the scope of the project right to help us have a smooth transition into a construction contract, and also to help our team make sure that things are right and our trade partners know the scope of work so we have a smooth process and we understand the timing and monies it takes to get the actual construction done. So this proves out the concept. We're also going to provide you some primary material selections. We're going to go over cabinetry and windows and doors and appliances with you, some items that are primary to making sure that we've got the details right. And then we're also going to provide our official contract estimate and construction contract for the project, which we'll talk about a little bit later. These sections will kind of clarify what each of these are. You can see the estimating documents, primary material selections, and contractor exploratory. This gives you a description of each. Just super quick, the estimating documents really is a contract ready type estimate, as opposed to your concept estimate that we did as part of the design agreement. This one, we're saying as a contractor, we're ready to sign on the dotted line and fulfill that estimate and scope of work for you. The plans will also probably get modified as we learn more about the project, or if there were any changes that you requested during the concepting phase during our design agreement. We would make those changes during development as well. A couple other pieces, the primary material selections, I touched on those. If you think about it quickly, right, you would need to know what type of appliances you wanted to use to make sure that the cabinets would fit around the appliances. This information might also be helpful for our contractors during their contractor exploratory. As you can imagine, an electrician might want to know what the amperage is for a particular oven, or how many hookups does he need for a particular type appliance. So making sure that information is available as part of the development really helps our trade partners get the scope of work right to ensure that you're getting exactly what you need and at the price that we've stated. So the last piece is the contractor exploratory in this 2.1. The contractor exploratory, again, is a time where we're going to ask that we have access to your house for our trade partners to come through. Representatives of Paul Kowalski Builders will be there, usually your designer, your field supervisor who would actually perform the work on the project, and our project developer who does the estimating and is the primary person that will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting during this development phase. The next two deliverables are the contract plans and contract estimate. Once we've done some basic selections work with you, we've modified the plans per your concept changes, if there are any, we're going to put together the final documents in this phase. These are the items and our next steps when you're looking at the contract estimate. We've proven all this out. We're ready to move forward. And with the estimate, you're going to be able to see the scope of work, the plans that they're linked to, as well as a timeline when we plan to begin the project and finish the project. So I'll summarize this development phase just super quickly. It's an opportunity for proving out the concept, making sure we get the money, scope, plans, and timing right so that we start off on the right foot for your project. We're also going to do a presentation as part of this. The presentation will be fairly similar to your concept presentation, except that we're leaning in towards a contract, and we're probably going to be talking about start dates, payment schedules, all those things, just a little bit more in depth than we were in concept. Getting ready to actually make these wonderful designs that we've come up with for you come to life. Pretty fun. Here's one big difference. I want to point this out, the fees. Now, we're not trying to be confusing, but we try to do things that make sense throughout the process. What we've learned over the 18 plus years of doing business, how this works best in a design build format. The fees for your development agreement are non refundable, right? So once we ask you to commit to this project, or you're comfortable with your concept and are excited and ready to go, we're going to ask for a non refundable deposit. Now, it's non refundable if you were to all of a sudden say, hey, we're not going to do this project. That fee that you pay us is non refundable. However, once you are ready to proceed with the project, this will apply to your construction contract. So, one of the cool parts about this development agreement, whatever fee we're presenting as part of the development agreement, when you move forward with the construction project and the construction contract, you're going to see that calculated. So if you paid $10,000, let's say, for this, and your project is $100,000, the actual contract number would be $90,000, because we need to do this development work to get your project going anyway. So it is non-refundable, but does apply to your construction contract, unlike the design agreement, which is an advance payment for the services of us creating the concept estimate and concept plans for your approval. I hope that makes sense. Of course, you could always ask me or your project guide or even a designer about how that works. They'd be happy to explain that for you. Those are some of the main points that I like to bring up. Of course, as you start to read through the document and dig in, if you have any questions, please let us know. Your project guide's going to be happy to help you out, or any other team member. But this is an exciting step in the process where really you're taking a step from a concept to reality. And the next step is actually signing a construction contract, where that allows us to begin work on the home. So I'm excited to talk to you about that next.